What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to MemeGC. So we are jumping right into it today, and we're gonna see if we can't get us some more wins with the all Gigantamax team. So let's see here. We've got Indeedee, Corviknight, a bunch of standard stuff. This is a very standard looking team. So how do we beat this? I kind of like Butterfree for the sleep support, especially with how fast a lot of these mons are. So I think we're going to lead that. Could we then go with Snorlax is the question. I kind of like Indeedee Snorlax here. It does pretty well against the whole team, to be honest. Let's see, what else? Caparaja also doesn't look bad. So I'm gonna go with Butterfree and Lax. Throw in Caparaja in the back. And let's see, what else do we want? I mean, Centiskorch doesn't look half bad here against everything but the Excadrill and Tyranitar combination. And you have to imagine that those are coming. So I'm gonna bring Lapras in the back. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to see how this goes. But anyway, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more videos like this. This week we are finishing up with our Gigantamax team, our all Gigantamax team. And then next week we are going to be featuring a new team, which is pretty cool. I'm working on getting all of the mons together as we do see Tyranitar Excadrill. Okay. So this is tough because I feel like the Excadrill is going to be faster than our Butterfree, which is kind of a problem because we just kind of get OHKO'd by that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out into Lapras here. And then do we Belly Drum here, or do we just start going for max ground into the Excadrill? That is the question. That is a big question. I think I'm gonna skip the. I think I'm gonna skip out on the belly drum because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it off safely. So we're not going to see a Dynamax from our opponent here, which is kind of interesting. Alternatively, I could have went ahead and gone for the Belly Drum and then gone for the Lapras, like led Lapras and Snorlax. That could have been a not terrible lead. And just not G-Max the Snorlax. And set up screens and that sort of thing. As we're going to see a Brick Break, that's going to hurt a lot. And the Rock Slide, but Snorlax is going to avoid it because, I mean, look how agile that boy is. That does way too much damage. My goodness. As we are going to get a Max Quake off into the Excadrill. And that is going to take it down to a Sash. Okay. Interesting to see Sash rather than the usual weakness policy, but I guess that means weakness policy is on the Tyranitar, so... Good to know. Good to know. So now what do we want to do here? I think I want to protect with the Lapras. I think that's our best play there. And this just lowers his special defense, right? Yeah, so I think we're going to go for that on the Drill to go ahead and lower the special defense of the Tyranitar. So we are going to see a max here, probably of the T-Tar. Interesting, interesting. No, we're gonna see it on the one HP Drill Dynamaxing up. Very odd decision, I would say, for my opponent. But we're gonna protect with Lapras here because the Rock Slide is a thing that I do not want to take. And there's the Max Knuckle onto the Snorlax, I'm sure. That is not going to be enough to knock us out. But that is going to give the Tyranitar an attack boost, which can still be very scary. So we are going to get our Berry activated, which is going to be very nice. get some of that health back. Rock Slide hitting the protect. Very good. And we avoid another one. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so we do take that out with the Max Darkness, which is very good. Which is going to lower the special defense, which means our Lapras is going to be hitting it just a little bit harder, especially with this sand up. That's going to be really nice to have that little bit of help. So Lapras is hit. Ow. And my opponent's Dynamax option has been essentially wasted, I would say. It's not totally wasted just because, you know, now the Tyranitar is at +1. But it's definitely not as good as what it could have been. Okay, so in comes Rotom. I'm gonna swap out into Caparajah, and then we're going to Max Quake the T-Tar. This may pop a weakness policy, but I need to be getting damage off on this T-Tar. Like, it's just kind of imperative. As Rotom goes for Helping Hand, that's scary. I don't like that. Helping Hand Rock Slide. Okay, Snorlax can't flinch, so we are going to get a Max Quake off, which is going to be very good. Oh, that is good damage. And that's going to boost the special defense of our Caparajah, and that's going to help us against the Rotom. So that's not a bad turn overall, I would say. The Tyranitar is not weakness policy, which is absolutely amazing to see. All right, so Snorlax is getting pretty low here. Very, very good thing that I did not Dynamax, or else we would have gone down a long time ago. So what do we want to go for here? We could Heat Crash into the Rotom, but I don't think that's our best play. My opponent's play right now is just to go for the attacks that try to knock out our, that try to make us flinch. But I'm gonna go ahead and Body Slam into the Rotom and Heavy Slam into the Tyranitar. All right, so yeah, my opponent, as much as I hate to, like, I really hate these one-sided strategies, just of your team only does kind of one thing. But I mean, I don't know. And now if I flinch here, okay, we don't. Very good. Caparajah, very well trained, does not flinch, so that gets the Tyranitar out of here. So no more stat boosts for my opponent as far as from the Dynamaxing, so that's pretty good. Now, I think we go, we can go Butterfree here, yeah. And we just probably won't lock ourselves into Sleep Powder. Yeah, no, we won't. So we're gonna lock ourselves into Pollen Puff, which is not a bad thing, I would say. Psychic Surge goes up, which is fine. And our Caparajah is at +1 special defense, which is very good. So what do we want to go for here? I think we need to go ahead and start targeting the Rotom. If we get redirected onto the Indeedee, that's not a terrible thing. And we are going to click Pollen Puff onto our own Caparajah. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and start healing my Caparajah up. Just with that special defense boost, it's going to be really nice. And we have to force our opponent to going for the Butterfree, which typically you would go for the Caparajah. So I don't think this is a bad thing necessarily. I don't think the Indeedee is going to be a huge threat here. Indeedee protects. That is totally fine with me. And we're going to get the Pollen Puff off here and heal up our Caparajah, which is going to be very nice. Look at all that. As we see a Volt Switch onto the Butterfree. Okay, so my opponent just leaves Caparajah alone. I don't know if I agree with that, because Heat Crash is coming. And that's just gonna Oko. Very good. I mean, that was a cool game, though. I'm happy with that game. Sandstorm goes down. Okay, that's fine. But I don't... Can my opponent beat Caparajah and Lapras? I'm inclined to think no. I'm pretty inclined to think no, but I'm going to click Heavy Slam here. And we'll click Hydro on the Indeedee. We could have protected there. Yeah, there's the protect. I mean, the protect was kind of obvious, but it's okay. We do hit the Hydro, very good. We can protect next turn. We don't really lose anything by protecting, I don't think. And then Heavy Slam goes up. And that's going to do so much damage. All right, we're going to click Heavy Slam here. And just because we can, I'm going to protect Lapras. And don't you dare leave. Don't you dare leave. Don't you do it. Finish the match out, dude. Come on. Are you serious? This is such a problem. This really is such a problem. All right, well, this is my my PSA, public safety announcement. Don't do this. I don't care what your record is. Don't do it. Don't kick me out of ranked just because you don't want to lose. Yeah, that counted as a loss for me. So don't do that. That is an awful thing to do. You definitely should never do that. So anyway, we won that battle, even though our record says we didn't. Just like 3 or 4 other losses that we've had. Yep, there are points go down. Yes, so I'll see you guys in the next battle. All right, we are back with match number 2. So let's see what our opponent has for us. Very interesting team here. I like it, though. We've got the Togedemaru, which is cool to see. Mamoswine, which is very interesting to see in VGC. Everything else, pretty standard, I would say. So what do we want to go into this with? I really like the Sleep Powder option with Butterfree. That seems to be really helpful, I would say. And Snorlax looks pretty nice here as well. Snorlax looks really good, actually. So I think this time we're going to leave Butterfree Snorlax again. And hopefully this time we will get some Sleep Powders off. We'll just have to see. Then in the back, what do we want to have in the back? Kaparaja, how do you look? Kaparaja looks pretty nice here. My opponent is almost all physical. And, you know, Kaparaja is pretty bulky. So I'm going to bring that. And then what else do we want? You know, the Centiskorch doesn't look awful here either. I'm going to go with that in the back. We haven't really brought him yet, so might as well at least put him on the team, right? I mean, we brought him. And after I built this team, I was kind of thinking of some better Dynamaxes or Gigantamaxes that I could have brought. And so I may do a different team that is all Gigantamax in the future. We'll just have to see. But just with some different options for us as well, you know. And my whole point in building this team is I didn't want to bring just the top of the top, just what everybody brings as far as the Mons that can Gigantamax. And I wanted Mons that actually want to Gigantamax rather than it being just like Corviknight where it doesn't really help us to Gigantamax. As we see Incineroar, Mamoswine. Okay. I don't think that that's the worst in the world. I don't think that's the worst. We are going to see an Intimidate, but we don't care because we're going to Belly Drum here. We are going to get a... Okay, we are going to get faked out here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Mamoswine to sleep in case the fake out comes for the Snorlax. And I'm going to Belly Drum in case it comes for the Butterfree. So I think that helps to cover whatever my opponent wants to do. Whatever you want to fake out, that kind of puts me in an okay position. Mamo protects. Okay, so that's, and then fake out Snorlax. No. Okay. I mean, that is going to allow me to get off the Belly Drum, which is not too shabby at all. And so now, who do we put to sleep here? I'm going to put Incineroar to sleep here. And then we're going to go ahead and Max Quake. Or do we want to Max Quake into the Incineroar? And then put the Mamo to sleep. What do we have in the back? What do we have in the back? Centiskorch can kind of deal... Centiskorch is kind of okay against both of these Mons, actually. But I think Mamo is more of a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and put Mamo to sleep. Max Quake into Incineroar. Lock it in. Let's do it. As we are going to see a Dynamax. I'm assuming of the Incineroar. If it's Mammo, I'm gonna be really surprised, actually. It's Mammo. We went for Sleep Powder into that slot. I will take it. And we are Scarfed, which my opponent does not know. So we're gonna be, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be just fine. So let's go ahead and see how this turn plays out, because I feel like this is kind of an important turn. So yeah, we do get the G-Max off. And yeah, this one's gonna be all about Snorlax. I feel like this whole episode might just be the Snorlax show, but we'll just see. We'll see what happens. But we're gonna get the Sleep Powder off onto the Mammo, which is absolutely fantastic. And there we go. Mammo is fast asleep. I'm a huge fan of that. And we're gonna see a Flare Blitz into... Okay. Okay. I mean, but putting the Mamoswine to sleep is absolutely huge, because that puts... Because that's the Dynamax choice, right? That's the Dynamax choice put to sleep. That wastes at least one turn of Dynamax, if not more than one, depending on... Just depending on how many turns it stays asleep. We take out the Incineroar, meaning we can't recycle the Intimidate, which is very good. And I kind of want to go Centiskorch here, actually. Yeah, I'm going to go Centiskorch here. It's got some decent coverage. Oh, I mean, so does Caparajah. Caparajah has good coverage, too. As we see Gyarados. Okay, so I'm kind of wishing I had gone into Caparajah. Not going to lie. But... what do we want to do here? We could click Coil, but I don't think that really helps us. I think I'm actually going to switch out into Caparajah, because I don't really think there's much we can really do here. Although, what do we really do with Caparajah? Not really much more, honestly. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is just super effective on the Mammo as well. So, we could go for the Fire Lash onto the Gyarados to lower its defense. That's something we could do. Alright, actually we're going to hit the Mammo there. Yeah, and we're going to replenish into the Gyarados. Try to lower the defense of the... we do see the Waterfall. That is going to go ahead and pop our berry, and we went for the replenish, so we've got a chance to get it back. I would be okay with getting my berry back. Mamoswine is still asleep. I very much approve of this. We're going to hit the Fire Lash off here. That's going to do about half. We get the defense drop, so one more will take it out. As we see Weakness Policy Mamoswine. That is cool. That is really cool. I approve of that. That is so neat. And we are going to get the replenish off on the Gyarados. It is going to just straight knock it out. Do we get our berry? We do not. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not gonna make a big fuss out of it. And we see Duraludon. Yeah, this is a tough one for my opponent. We're gonna Fire Lash again onto the Mammo, and not that. We're going to Quake into the Duraludon. That's a pretty easy choice there. If this Mamoswine sleeps for another turn, that really is unfortunate for my opponent. But Weakness Policy Mammo is really cool, I have to say. Really, really cool. Yeah, I really like the team. Don't you quit on me too. Don't you do it. Okay, thank you. Oh, it does wake up. Okay. There's the Max Quake. This game just got more interesting. Into the Snorlax. We don't get our berry back, so we are going to go down to that. That definitely makes this game a lot tougher. We're definitely in a much rougher position now. Can Centiskorch survive this turn? That is the question. As we see a Snarl. What? Why? I'm not sure I understand that play. But we are going to get the Fire Lash, knocking out the Mamoswine. Such a cool tech, though. Such a cool tech. I love Mamoswine, but it's one of those mons that's like just a little bit underwhelming. But I mean, Ice and Ground is not bad coverage, to be honest. And I mean, it gets a few other things. It gets superpower, right? So it could do some fighting stuff. Like it's definitely got some tech. Like it's a cool mon for sure. But so now we are going to go that thing's pretty heavy, so I don't think Heat Crash is what we want to do. So we're gonna go for Fire Lashes on it. Is this thing like locked into Snarl? Because we're gonna definitely knock this out before Snarl knocks us out. All right, so Fire Lash. Get the defense drop. Yeah, the defense drop is everything here. And we're gonna go ahead and play rough. And we go ahead and knock it out. Very cool. Crit didn't matter because we would have just knocked it out next turn. Very cool battle. Very cool team by my opponent. And my opponent left again. That better not have counted as a loss too, because we won that game. Please, please, Nintendo. Are we really gonna do this? Are we really gonna do this? It didn't count for anything. Okay, well, you guys are getting to see the true nature of ranked battles. If you don't play ranked battles, this is kind of where it's at right now, and it's very unhealthy, I would say. But we're gonna try to get one more match for you guys. I always try to do 3, and I'll see you as soon as that match starts. All right, we are back with battle number 3, and let's see what my opponent has. Okay, this is cool. This is a cool team. Let's see if we can. All right, I've got a challenge for my opponent. Don't quit halfway through the match. That's our challenge to my opponent. Let's see if my opponent can do that. I don't know if he can, but we'll see. Okay, what do we do about this team? Centiskorch. My dude, Centiskorch looks pretty okay here. It does okay against the Seismitoad as long as it's not the G-Max or the Dynamax. It does good against Weavile. It does okay against Corviknight. It absorbs the Arcanine, at least the Fire-type moves. My opponent locked in very quickly. What do we want against this team, though? How does Lapras do? Lapras does good against everything but Toxtricity. So that's probably not terrible to bring. And how about Snorlax? Snorlax does okay, I would say. I want to lead Lapras. Yeah, let's lead Lapras and then bring... What else do we want to bring? Let's bring Lax, actually. Butterfree in the back. And... Oh, I didn't get to lock in. Well, let's see what we end up bringing. Let's see what we end up bringing. I am always way too slow on these. Nice shirt, bro. That's the same shirt you come out with at the beginning of the game, but it's fine. It's fine. Well, let's see what we actually end up bringing, because it's going to be a interesting match for sure, since we don't really know what we're bringing. Now, that's one thing that I wish that this game would figure out, is that, like, if I pick the first 3, why can't it save those first 3? Like, what? Even if I don't lock in, why can't it save those first 3 that I picked? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. So, actually, though, I feel like Centiskorch is pretty safe here. I'm actually gonna double set up here. Is that bad? Probably. I mean, it's probably pretty bad. I'm gonna double set up here, and let's just see what happens. I mean, okay, we get the fake out on the Centiskorch. Okay, and Night Slash onto Snorlax. That does so much damage. Well, this Belly Drum is a bad idea. Belly Drum is a very bad idea here, because this just dies next turn. Okay. So let's rethink this. Let's rethink this. If we were to Dynamax Snorlax right now and go for the replenish, the Night Slash, we probably survive and... Well, no, we don't, because that just did, like, almost all of our... No, we took half of our own health there, right? So we could survive a hit. But would it be better to max Centiskorch here and let it do the work? I'm honestly not opposed to that. You know, like, have the focus be on the Snorlax and then let Centiskorch do the work. I'm actually going to do that. I'm I'm gonna go for the Sinferno here. And body slam. Yeah, I think that's what I actually want to do here. I want to draw the attention to the Snorlax, but then we're gonna max Centiskorch. We haven't done that. We haven't even brought this thing yet, and here we are maxing it. This could be like the worst idea in the world, and I could see this going wrong if it's like a max, if it's a G-Max, what's it called, Grimmsnarl? As we see the fake tears, this guy really doesn't like Centiskorch, does he? As we do see the Night Slash again. Can we hang on? No, we cannot. We cannot. It's fine. It's fine. So now we're going to take out the Weavile. And we're going to trap in the Grimmsnarl, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Grimmsnarl is caught in Fire Spin, which is good. Is very good. And so now, I kind of want to go Butterfree here. And Seismitoad. I kind of want to put that to sleep. I want to put that to sleep and just kind of, I mean, we're going to Overgrowth it anyway. Yeah, but we're going to Sleep Powder into that and max Overgrowth it, just in case that's the Dynamax Pokemon, because I'm expecting that it is. And I really don't want it to be able to do a bunch of damage. Because I'm really not threatened by the Grimmsnarl, because it really seems like it's just a support one. So it doesn't seem like that's a G-Max one with max snooze or anything. So I don't think I'm really scared of it. Yeah, and so we do see the Seismitoad. So the double into the Seismitoad, I think, is a good thing. Because, I mean, you can lower our special attack or our special defense all you want, but, I mean, if your special attacker is asleep, then it really doesn't matter. And it's not raining, so, you know, we're going to put it to sleep before it can set up any kind of rain. So no Swift Swim. So I think this works out. Seismitoad fast asleep. Very good. And we're going to get off the Overgrowth. I don't know if this will kill through Dynamax. Okay, yeah, it does. Never mind. Never mind. It's fine. It's dead. Oh, we crit. Okay. I was like, that HP went down awfully quickly. And Seismitoad's kind of bulky on the physical side anyway, even if it is 4 times. So, I mean, it's a wasted Sleep Powder. We could have put the Grimmsnarl to sleep, but at the same time, we're not really threatened by Grimmsnarl, and it couldn't switch out there anyway. So I don't really care. Yeah, Grimmsnarl just really is not a threat to me here, so I don't really care what it does. And we see Toxtricity. Very good. And we still get one more turn of Dynamax here. So do we want to Flutterby so that we lower its special attack, or do we want Turnly damage? I think the question is answered by, what do we have in the back? Gengar. Okay. Gengar can deal with the Grimmsnarl, like 1v1 all day long, as long as it doesn't have Sucker Punch. Yeah, this match definitely isn't over. I think I'm gonna max. Nah. Let's send Inferno into the Toxtricity and put it to sleep. Because again, I mean, I'm at -6 special defense, but as long as the other Mon is asleep, then it doesn't matter. That's a great thing about grassy terrain not blocking sleep, is that I'm free to get my healing, and I can still knock out, I can still put them to sleep. So that is absolutely fantastic that is, and that does just go ahead and knock it out. So I think that's just going to be game here, because I really don't think this Grimmsnarl can do any kind of damage. It may not have a single attacking move, by the way it's been acting. So, but we've been doing some damage to it with Fire Spin this whole time, and it's the only thing my opponent has left. So this was a pretty nice match, and Gmax Centiskorch coming through, man. That was great. That's fantastic. We're gonna go for the Fire Lash and the Sleep Powder. And then once this thing's asleep, and the battle's canceled. Okay, thank you for not quitting. Thank you for not quitting. Forfeiting, that's fine. I don't care if you forfeit. But when you leave the battle to cause me 2 losses, well, a loss, a nothing, and then a win, even though it was all 3 wins that you guys saw in recording. Oh well, I'm not gonna rant too bad. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of MemeGC. I hope you guys enjoyed these Gigantamax Pokemon taking on some awesome teams. So next week, we've got a great team for you. I am currently getting all the mons together. They are almost done, but they will be ready by next week. And it's a cool team. There's some cool gimmicks with it. It's a little more standard than what I normally bring, but there's definitely some big gimmicks with it. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And until then, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.